know, like I said, let's not try and define infrastructure per se. There's a definition that Government of India follows. You can look at it uh, later also, but here is a list of sectors as is defined by Ministry of Finance, Government of India. These are the sectors technically classified as infrastructure. So there are 5 main sectors, and then there are subsectors. You can quickly read through. You'll get enough time to go through this list again and again, and you'll be doing specialized courses in many of these areas. So the list begins with transports and logistics. There you have roads and bridges, ports, shipyards, inland waterways. Try and apply those characteristics that we just talked about to some of these, and see whether these sectors fulfill those characteristics or not. You have airport, you have all the railway paraphernalia, urban public transport, and logistics. Logistics is a new entrant there. Then the second sector is energy, and you have generation, transmission, and distribution. You have oil pipelines, gas pipelines, and LNG and oil and gas storage facility. Then the third sector is water and sanitation, and you have solid waste management, water supply pipelines, treatment plants, sewage collection, irrigation, all that there. Fourth area is communication, telecommunication infrastructure, the fixed networks, the towers, and the services that are provided. Then we have a large group which is termed as social and commercial infrastructure. The most important aspect: education, sports, hospitals, sorry, tourism, industrial parks, the terminal markets, as we call them, mandis, post-harvest storage infrastructure, soil testing laboratories, cold chain, and a new entrant there is affordable housing. Affordable housing is also classified as infrastructure. Tell me, why is it important to be classified as infrastructure? What difference would it make? For example, we do not see real estate here, but we do see affordable housing. Or we do not see cement here. What difference does it make? It makes a difference because when government comes up with this, when RBI comes up with this scheme of priority sector lending, and they ask all the commercial banks that you have to give away 18% of all your loanable funds to priority sectors, and so then this will be the list of priority sectors, and if you appear there, you're going to get loans. So therefore, it is easy to get funding, and there are various regulations applied. Yeah, Vineet is rightly saying more value with policy. There are policy related consequences. So if a sector is classified as infrastructure, you are regulated in some way. There are regulators. You must have heard about TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, or AAI, this Airport Regulatory Authority of India. All these sectors, you have some or the other regulators working. They are regulating either the price or the quantity or the outreach or the quality of services. All that you're going to look at in detail as you go along with your courses. Now, sir, this is from Manish's commencement speech, the 4 points. Would you like to let me
carry on?
Give them my understanding, and then I would request you also to pitch in. So yesterday when Mr. Manish Agarwal was talking to you, he said there are 4 ways in which he sees businesses have to change post-COVID. He said they have to worry about better operational efficiency. They also have to have some form of digital drive, because either you are offering a digital product or you are doing you're undertaking your internal functions digitally. Some way one has to embrace digital. The third thing he said, affordability of infrastructure is very important. What do we mean by affordability? The ability to provide it at lower prices so that everyone is able to use, because as we saw, all the essential services are under infrastructure, so you can't have them very costly, right? And the fourth aspect is sustainability. Sir already talked to you about ESG, the importance of sustainability, because and we also talked about externalities, positive and negative impacts of infrastructure projects on the environment and society and governance. But very, very interestingly, all these 4 are linked. Let me give you a couple of examples. So if you think about a traffic management system, wherein we are using information technology to measure footfalls or number of cars on a road to do real-time traffic management. It fulfills all the four aspects. It is about operational efficiency because you are able to better manage traffic now. It also falls under your digital drive because you're using the technology to do it. It increases the affordability because you can now better manage the road. So the parking space required, the number of fines that people would have to pay because there is more traffic, the inconvenience that people might face, all that goes down. And it increases the sustainability also because ultimately when you are controlling traffic, you are also controlling the impact on climate. So by intelligently using technological solutions, one can bring in operational efficiency and one can also make an impact on sustainability. That's where Sir said the importance of having frameworks, the importance of understanding the interlinkages. These are the four things that we want to do, but we can do them with a single initiative. Similarly, if you have smart roads where lighting is switched on and off depending on the usage. So you are linking all these four important factors there, right? So the idea here is to tell you that keep on thinking, keep on trying and see the interlinkages and see how you can achieve more better outcomes by linking things together. It is important to look at multidisciplinary learnings. So would you like to add anything here?
No, I think you've covered it very well. The way of you have to look at infrastructure as everything connected, and the level of dependency, the more you get it clear, because there is also a situation whereby there are lots of stakeholders. This is one area where the stakeholders are not just simply, your little bit of shareholders who have done some profits here or there. You are looking at the whole community, countries, and lots of other stakeholders. So we are looking at a situation whereby how optimal that we can deliver a solution, how the policy making becomes so effective. These are very important questions. They are not questions to be done in a government department. They are questions to be looked at by ordinary citizens and special people like you who have taken the course and understanding what an infrastructure impact is all about. So this becomes an added responsibility. So understand, always look at it connectively. So as Asta mentioned, the four characteristics, the structure of a facility, there are 20 infrastructure sub-facilities that you'll get, or what you call as subsectors. There'll be some commonalities. There'll be a structure and some characteristics will be common and also unique. There'll be a value chain. Every infrastructure, someone mentioned here about profit or loss, does it matter to the government? Of course it matters. Economics is, you cannot avoid Asta madam, let me tell you. She'll be there everywhere. Okay, it starts with that. So you will have to understand that you have to make it efficient, effective, and very clearly profitable, but not in the sense of a profit understood in typically a return on equity sense. You have to look at that particular impact, whatever is required, has been created. So you are looking at the characteristics, you are looking at the value chain. How does the revenue come from it? And especially if you want, the government these days does not have enough money. It cannot tax enough, which Asta ma'am will teach you later. So what happens? Compulsion, private sector involvement is required. Apart from the money, private sector is much more efficient. They will also bring in a lot of productivity. So the level of, and private sector means they are answerable to in terms of financial returns to their shareholders. So the revenue model, the value chain model is again common issue across all the infrastructure sectors. Third is competition, which madam mentioned about competition and regulation. This is a common feature of all the sectors. This is one because many times it is called as a sovereign asset. We did not get the port as a free property. There is no such thing as our private port, although it is known as privatization. It is a government asset, so it will always remain as a sovereign asset. We only have the rights. The first time, let me tell you an interesting story. The first time when we went there to the banker and we asked him, what is the security for this particular loan that you're asking us? He said, yeah, we are putting up this jetty on the sea, and whatever we put up, that is your security. He said, what am I going to do with your jetty? What am I going to do with 700 pillars that has been rammed in the ground? Each pillar of 15 storied. What will I do that? I can only do a scrap value, and that too at a phenomenal cost. So then we said, sir, it is not that. This is a continuing thing. We have rights to it. If we fail, someone else will come and run this on the same jetty. So there is a very different continuity built in such assets, because these are sovereign assets. There was no land. The land which we wanted to, some land behind the jetty, there was some land. Now that land was never in the government records, because that time it was sea, and then the sea went inside, so the land came out. The government also did not know. We had to go there and register that this is so there is a provision, whatever residual land is there belongs to the government of the world, of the country. To understand the concepts, for the first time, we went into how do we finance this facility. One of the biggest problems, and that's why the finance part is so relevant here, and that's why we are so relevant here, is that there is a tremendous amount of difficulty in obtaining money. Okay, how do we finance this, especially in the situation whereby there are so many people involved? Everyone is their own pieces, and everyone has to have a limited role to play. How do we package that together? So packaging, putting a structure. Structure is most important aspect of this thing. So that's a revenue part. Third, the competition and regulation part. And everywhere the government is there, state government, central government, everywhere. Then there is a private participation. The level of private participation makes a very different impact. Some sectors in abroad, even a prison is privatized. Running a prison is privatized. Understand what it means. So this is how they say that at some point of time, efficiency, there are two E's, efficiency and effectiveness. Now these two have to be balanced. And then of course, finally, the sustainability. So when you look at an infrastructure facility, tomorrow when you go out and see a TV tower, or you look at the bridge, stand under that metro, large big pillar, and understand what all these connotations mean. Okay, it's very important. In simple terms, there's a huge diversified community that I mentioned. Everything, macroeconomics, geopolitics, that's why you have to understand economics. That's why you have to understand certain management functions like functional areas, and also general process areas. You have to understand. Otherwise, you will not be able to manage such difficult issues. Macroeconomics, geopolitics built into that, government budgets, policies, all those are the issues that you will have to understand. What are the drivers? What are the things that these are? How are they connected? All these things you have to learn. Okay.
Sir, there's a comment by Krishna Katyal. He has a question he wants to unmute. We shall allow him to speak.
Yeah, sure.
Please go ahead, Krishna. Ask what you want to ask.
So basically, as we were talking on this policy making and all those things, I've also been in the industry for 2 years and working under the chief of the company itself. I've seen like people working like the chief financial officers, the chief operating officers coming together in the CMD office and working on the business development front, in which different departments are there, and then they talk about technical feasibility, financial feasibility, and social feasibility of any project which needs to come up. But the issue is like it's basically like I had a question in the morning also, like Adani Group. Satyam was saying that Adani Enterprise Limited has new companies which are coming up, and once they get too matured, they go and become a new group company. So I don't understand, if they become a new group company, how are they connected to the CMD's office? Because anything which needs to go, specifically talking about the infrastructure, any asset which is so costly, it requires the highest top management influence into it, the final decision coming in. So if they go outside the group, like they become an individual company, so where is the CMD office? Lying in the Adani Enterprises Limited, or it's lying in the individual group company?
Very good.
Sir, it's a question for you to answer.
Yeah. So again, I will only answer. I'll putting up a. I'm a very lazy person. So what I'll do is, you are talking about what is the role of the CMD's office? What is the role of a organization structure? So you'll have a very detailed, almost 48 sessions coming in your first year, talking about how an organization structure works, organization development, organization, the HR departments. All those are basically, you see, you'll go through a process of by, I'm an individual businessman. Now I've created a 20,000 people or a 2 lakh people or a global organization. Complexity is something that will require it. It will always push and give solutions. So you talked about what we call in technical terms from a division to a what you call as a subsidiary to what we call as a group company to what we call as how do we connect, how do we review. There is a beautiful word and these consultants are very good at those words. It is known as enterprise performance management. How do I collectively review? Because it is all, when we come down, it is all about shareholder value. Okay, so when the value portion comes in, how do we ensure that our structures work for the organization? So you'll have a very detailed, exhaustive learning in the form of how, and in that we will answer the question that when a new business comes up, to what level of, there's a concept of a conglomerate support. And there is a way in which how efficiency is passed on. Something that is learned somewhere is also shared with others. That's how it is built in. I hope I have answered your question for the time being, but we'll get into a detailed studies. Convergence of multidisciplines, everything. You don't stop looking at yourself as an engineer or accountants or marketing people. Look at yourself as a multidisciplinary person and always talk to your opposites. In your quadrant, make an opposite, someone who is diametrically in terms of thinking, who is different from you. So I tell my team people that please just don't let me, what I say, don't follow what I say all the time. Otherwise, what will happen is I will not get the diversity that is required. So this is what is required. In decision making, one of the most important management insight is that how do we create enough diversity to create new blood, fresh blood. As I go on, always tell that I'm very happy to teach you guys. I'm very happy to spend the time with you. Why? Because I have a selfish interest. You are the guys who are going to make my life very good down the line. Because I'm going to hand over the things to you. And I'm presuming that the child will be smarter than the parent. And you'll do a great job of protecting me and my life. That's what I want. And that is very important. So this level of way in which how understanding other people's point of view comes in the form of this multidisciplinary understanding. Then you got, for the first time, you'll get into a very different understanding of contracts. There'll be some legal course for you. Some of the people who have taken only legal course or in the second year developed in that, they are rich of agreements. And I will tell you lots of stories of how these agreements are so relevant. One small word, comma, full stop somewhere will have an impact over 50 years. Can you beat it? Something wrong negotiated by my father can have an impact on my grandchild. That's the way of these contracts have worked. It's very important to understand the importance of law. Lakshmi Adam is the right person to tell you and teach you. We got everyone. We got everyone in every field. Okay, varieties, lots of varieties that sectors Astha Madam talked about. And there is something what she mentioned very clearly, that there are terms that will come, common access. We have laid down the pipeline in Ahmedabad. Down the line, the regulator says anyone who has gas can put that in the, by paying your rental charges, can put that gas in that pipeline. So that is common access sharing. These are the structures that come up, tolling, new things, the way in which how revenue sharing contracts. These are the things that you will learn. And this is what infrastructure is all rich about. Okay. I can't stop, although Astha has told me not to, but I said, let me just put down my definition that I had come across. So at least let me just read out the red ones. The physical, it's all about physical. It's all about systems. It's all about commodities and services. So tell me, give me in the sector that you came across, which is a commodity. And commodity means I can trade, which is one. Give me a word in the sectors that you got. Give me a commodity, please. Service you can understand. But give me a commodity.
Someone is saying gold, but sir is asking about commodity from infrastructure domain.
The sectors, oil, very good. What else? Give me some exotic. See, we are all here looking at exotic. Who's fond of science fiction? We'll talk a lot about science fiction in our lectures. Coal. Yes, coal is not exotic. Give me something more. What is coal? Power. Krishna, that is the word that I wanted. Real estate, yes. Energy, yes. Energy, gas. We can trade. Today we can trade in energy products. Okay. So it means that the market is determining. Marketing will determine all the economics that madam will teach you can come into a very, very abstract and exotic products. Okay. That's what we need to look at. Okay. There are some products which are there which are not normal physical products. But ports are all about services. But typically gas, energy products and traded products, now financial products. On this, you build up financial products. That is what is very different. And you trade. Okay. So we are looking at a very different complexity. And of course, the last part, the living conditions. Infrastructure is all about impacting and enhancing the society's living conditions. The 5 sectors that Astha Madam has already covered. Okay, let's go ahead. This is the picture that I love. About a couple of years ago, I could not go to Panama. I may go to one of these days if they allow me. This is the place I visited, the Yangtze River. This is the picture of the small cruise ship that you see, was the ship that entered that lock. Yangtze has one of the most complex lock system. 5 to 6 ships go into that lock system, and from one level it goes down to the another level. And the next day we went and climbed. There's a beautiful place there on the top which has 12,000 megawatt of hydel power plant. So here is a combined facility of a river which was so difficult, like Narmada, so difficult to manage. Every year, huge amount of land and everything used to get eroded. Tremendous amount of water flooding used to happen. And one fine day, although in spite of the World Bank putting in huge amount of constraints, China went ahead and built its dam and lock system on the Yangtze River. Yangtze River is a phenomenally rich river in terms of transport going back to 1,000 years. And they created that. I was fortunate enough to visit the lock system. We spent 5 hours. It takes 5 hours for the lock to travel from one point to another point. We spent 5 hours till 2 o'clock in the morning, me and my friends and the family, and saw and went through that and had a very rich. This is what I mean. I want you to be passionate about your 2 years. I don't want you to take it as one more subject. I want you to build a dream. Okay, it's all about building a dream and where you want to go. Things will happen. Things will not happen. Things will change. That's not a problem, but your dream will not change. It will be go there. We have a classic example of Gautam Adani, which will talk to you about what he dreamt and how he put through his dream. One more definition. I don't want to talk much about it, but only I want to talk about is that you will not be able to avoid the financialization of infrastructure because there's a huge risk involved. And the biggest risk is you are taking someone money. As a developer, you will put 20% and you are taking public money or the lender's money of 80%, at times 90%. Okay, so there's a tremendous amount of importance of understanding contracts, understanding the risk and structures. Project finance is one such structure that will come in your learning. It will come to you. It has got very different connotations. It's very different from a normal way of raising money. But remove the jargon, think simply, and we'll go ahead and do at some point of time down the line. Okay, I wanted to leave you with some concepts. Again, friends, this is what I talked to you earlier about. He used to be the CEO of Adani Port. Whenever I used to go on his tug. He used to take me a tour of when you go and visit the Mundra Port, you go on the seaside. This is a tug that takes you on the seaside. About 13, 14 kilometers down the line, there's a floating jetty. And I love to go there because that's a structure that I had never experienced earlier. That structure is where the large oil crude carriers come there. The 3 lakh and 3,50,000 300-meter ships come there. They stay for a short period. Through the submarine pipelines, the entire oil is evacuated from the ship to the jetty, and it is brought through submarine pipelines in the plant, in the various tankers. That's the infrastructure that is exciting. Why? Because maintenance is required of those underground submarine pipelines. You need very specialized teams to go down. They cannot come up because there are very clear time edge zones and they need a special equipment to wait down the line. Diving is a compulsion here. Look at the complexity here. We had no inkling, the group had no idea that putting up a port would involve all these complexities. But as laymen, we learned. Everyone understood what it means, everyone. And this is the and we made, of course, great friendships. So these 2 years of you'll make not only friends among your group, but you will make friends among your various people you come across also. This is a picture of, again, you will not be able to avoid the finance guys. Here is the State Bank, the guy who's there, who became a State Bank chairman later. He had come and visited our plant because a lot of money is given to us. And of course, when they come down, they talk about the projects, they meet the people, they want to see what is happening. There's a very different on-site review. One of these days, whenever you get a chance, when the team goes for financing, a couple of you guys should go and visit along with them and say what is happening, what question the lenders are asking, or what sort of a complexity is there you as an infrastructure manager will have to come across. Our whole discussion today was about infrastructure and manager. Infrastructure we talked about. I think we already crossed our time. Infrastructure we talked about in some way. I hope you have an idea about sectors, characteristics, and all sorts of exciting things that happen physically as well as. But more important is, as a manager, you'll have to learn yourself in the first few months. In the first few months, you'll have to go through very detailed understanding of the manager's role. So there is planning, there is execution, there is control. These are management process functions, and there are hardcore functions like economics, finance, statistics, huge amount of HR, people understanding what I call, this is what you have to perfect. Because at the end of the day, the differentiation will not come from knowing your a plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. It will come in terms of 1 plus 1 can be made 11. It's all about people. It's all about processes. It's all about innovation. Kamal sir will teach you strategy and make you an innovative, extremely good, different way person to think differently. Diti madam will teach you communications to be how do you communicate in a very crisis situations. How do you talk to villagers in their own language? Can I talk in English to a villager? They'll throw me out. Okay. The first time when we went to Mundra Port, me and Gautam Bhai would go and sit in the inside village with the local person there, eat his rotis, in his sitting down on the floor, and very clear that we are here to be with you. We are not here to take away anything from you. Very different level of empathy is required. You will get a very different learning of self and what the others think in the HR courses. So please connect all the dots, as Asta madam said. Learn to ensure that the basic here is fundamentally most important for you. All of the stuff can come to you. Okay, but if you miss out on how to manage people, how to communicate well, how to do your basic number churning, what sort of a structure that is required in operations, what sort of a way to look at certain very clearly functions in the nature of computations, etc. So there are lots of basic structures that you need to perfect, and with your engineering background and curiosity, you then get into the larger complexity of the 3 sectors that come before you. Engage, be enthusiastic, and dream. I always like this line because I'm a big fan of science fiction, and Star Trek is my favorite picture. And I love this word, which that rolled back 30 years back when the TV serial was made, that dreaming is all about the final frontier. These are the voyages of mind. Its mission to explore strange new paths, to boldly go where no man has gone before. This is the classic way in which how to start your life. Enjoy, be with us, wake us up any point of time. Don't be afraid. Don't just not say. I have a very lot of weaknesses earlier I used to have. I never used to talk and voice my things. Never do that. Anytime you have, please open up. There's a huge team. Let's talk about the team. Are they all here today?
Let us check.
Yes, sir.
I'm there.
I'm there too.
Lakshmi is here. All of them are here.
Also present.
So where is Ankita? Here is your team.
Ankita also is here. Yeah.
Here is your team. Essentially people who are not only great teachers, experts in their own field, but they are there for you to take you through the next 2 years. And I'm very proud of them. They've gone ahead and done some wonderful things. And I'm sure all of you will always remember them all your life. Okay, and then when you come back as alumni, we want you to be very active for the next batch. This is a continuous thing. We are not going to be talking about a serial thing. Okay. बहुत seasons है, बहुत sessions है, बहुत episodes है. It's a continuous structure. Okay. The faculty is put in by way of alphabetically. The first gentleman is Amit. Amit, where are you? I thought you were there on the picture. Has a tremendous exposure. If someone wants to learn how to build up how to build a balance sheet, and how do you connect the profit and loss account and the balance sheet, there is no better person. He will teach you. He will hold your hand. Has a tremendous amount of rich experience. Has lots of research. And a very humble person. You'll enjoy working with him. You'll enjoy a tremendous amount of insights you'll learn on this area. And of course, he heads our finance COE also. So very experienced person and very good in teaching to the executive senior people also. So you will enjoy the entire amount of introductory, entire 2 year, the first year, almost about 48 sessions, right, Amit?
Yes.
Yeah. And then later on, he'll come back with a very different exotic structures like private equity. He will come back with very different understanding of how do we look at very different strategic costing and other methods. So accounting, finance made very, very different, very easy. And I hope you enjoy his term. He's one of the most senior person in our team and has lots to talk about. You want to say a few words, Amit, now? Or you will take it separately, whatever you want.
No, we will take it separately.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the introduction.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Asta, again, needs no introduction. She'll be your teacher in the entire world of economics and all its, she'll teach you a lot of issues on infrastructure too, and the entire this thing on policy, etc. She heads the COE for our urban and rural infrastructure, a very important topic for in the years to come. Very active writer too, and you'll see plenty of work that she has done. This is an area which is very, very, very extremely powerful in the sense that for infrastructure, this is a fundamental understanding. You cannot ever talk about infrastructure unless you understand how a policy works and what are the various imperatives, what are the trade-offs in a typical in a structure with the government, because you're talking about government. All these are government related. How does the government think? How does the government prepare its balance sheet? What is wrong with that? Balance sheet will come from Amit. The government part will come from Astha. This is how you have to connect. Okay. Thanks, Astha. Would you like to talk? Say something?
Sir, I've already spoken to them and I'm going to do that again in the next
week.
Very
good. Very good. Yeah. Excellent. Darshan is again part of your core finance team. He has rich experience in finance. He will take you through the preliminary courses along with his one more colleague. He will talk about finance, he'll talk about costing, talk about risk. There's a lot of related topics that will come to you and SMEs, etc. So wherever you need, he will hold your hand, go through tutorials, help you to understand, because many of you might not be savvy with some of the accounting part. So you need more tutorials, you need more help. Darshan is the right person. Thank you, Darshan. I hope you have a great time with them.
Thank you, sir.
There you are. Yeah, this you can skip. We talked about this. Okay. For last 1 hour, I've been talking. Next one is Diti, of course. Here is a person who has a tremendous richness in not only teaching corporate communications to all of you, but she's a great people person. a people person. Okay, it means that she has a tremendous amount of what you call liking for people. So here is a person that you will continuously interact with all the various non-teaching issues also, like doing special programs, etc., and also doing lots of creative activities in the clubs. She has a rich experience, as you see, of working globally too, in terms of various associations, and also very active in terms of the softer aspects of what you call as creativity, etc. A great person, and you will love her teaching methods and also her way of holding your hand. Thank you, Diditi. Would like to add something here?
So now that you've given my introduction of being a people's person, I cannot let go of the chance of talking.
Great.
So first of all, let me congratulate all of you. By now, I am sure you've realized that you're all at a right place and right time. Right decision is what you have taken. Sir has already given an introduction. Let me give a brief introduction to what I'm going to talk about. And as Sir has rightly said, this is a tool, a method, an instrument which is going to help you connect to your people, your stakeholders. Just a simple example, if I were to say, a very crisp phrase, local, vocal, and local. We've been hearing these two terms, right? Being vocal for local has been our mantra and is going to be our method of moving out in the post-virus world. A simple tweet by Elon Musk shakes the entire stock market. A simple statement by Tony Hayward at the time of the BP oil spill crisis, I want my life back, makes him the most hated business leader ever. Which means whether we realize it or not, whether we acknowledge or not, communication has the power to make and mar our careers as well as our organization's reputation. And a little secret, if I were to talk about communication, is that it will work for you if you work at it. And the courses that I'm going to take up are going to ensure that you work at it. We'll talk more about the courses and we'll talk more about you after, we do our ice-breaking session tomorrow, but I'm really looking forward to interact with you. I'm really looking forward to the online sessions and very soon the offline ones too. Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, Diti. Pleasure always. Jerul is again a very experienced person, tremendous amount of insights into the law part. You will see a very different, look at the range of laws, and for the first time you'll be exposed to the basic contracts, and you'll have to get this properly understood because they will affect you in all your infrastructure related work. Okay, so Jerul has a tremendous background, has a experience. He has a background from JNLU, and he, along with Professor Lakshmi, will take you through the journey of how laws and how the legal and regulatory aspects are so very relevant in these infrastructure sectors, and the impact of that is so huge, I can't even imagine. And I'll tell you all the stories of things we did right, we did not do right. Okay, that is why it is important that Jerul and Lakshmi make you understand how this basic concept and structures are important. Thank you, Jerul, and look forward to your association with all the new batch. Is there today, no? Chimoth?
Well, I would like to make a correction. It's not pursuing anymore. So
exactly. I thought it has gone. It's gone now, no? No, it's gone. It's not there. That is gone. Dr. Chimoth is your teacher for your entire quantitative methods and operations. He will take you through a very different richness on the various concepts of how operational issues are to be looked at. And this is the first year course and take an advanced course in the next year too. He has a tremendous background in terms of technical. He has spent a lot of time in terms of working with IT companies too. So technology being a most important embedded thing in today's world. Jibut will be a extremely great help for you in taking you across to the various complex infrastructure issues too. Thank you, Jibut, and look forward to your interaction. You want to add a few words?
No, sir. Anyway, I'm going to meet them in a few days' time, so I will save it for that time.
Okay. No, it's a great teacher, and you'll love the way he will communicate complex issues of supply chain, etc. Okay. Thank you, Jibut.
Thank you, sir.
Kamal needs no introduction, but just to tell you, he's possibly the most vibrant person among all of us. He will take you to a very different level of creativity. He will push you. He will make you be playful. And that's what a teacher is very important to have those traits too. He has a tremendous experience, not only in the strategic area of strategy, but has very wide experience in terms of also in the corporate world. So he brings in very different insights of both an academician and a practitioner, and a very extremely valuable insights for you people too. Kamal, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I'll get multiple chances to interact with them. I'll grab my chances anyways. So I'll wait but to suffice to say that, what I'll be teaching you is to look at business in a holistic perspective, to look at in an integrated perspective, because things have to come together. You just can't, a business can't just survive by being very good at just one function, marketing or finance or HR. Everything has to come together, and it has to come together in a predetermined way. I mean, that is how strategy plays out in organizations. And plus, I'll also be pushing you very hard on, certain things that connect you to the world of practice, specifically in the logistics and airport management field, because, I am leading that Center for Excellence as well. And then there'll be multiple occasions you'll get to know more about me. Thank you very much. I have pleasure of being with you.
Yeah, and it's also very important that Kamal, Astha, Diti, they will take you through the journey of what it means to have a center of excellence. These are very, very important things that you will possibly for the first time learn. What areas come under that? What activities come under that? What do we expect? And your mind, when you join an academician, you should always be part of some project, some amount of contribution of articles. Develop that, because even short ones, and get into project mode. There'll be lots of things. When you have people who are ready to, experiment, you get plenty of things. Couple of people, what Kamal has mentored, are writing excellent blogs in our senior team, and that has come out very well. So that is a way in which how you communicate and also get the concepts clearer. Okay, so do that. There are lots of people who will help you out. Thanks, Kamal.
Thank you.
Professor Lakshmi Madam has been introduced to you yesterday. We are very fortunate to have her. She also she chairs our program office also, the program chairperson, and tremendous amount of experience and understanding. She talked about how Madras Law College can compare it with the Adani Group's main partner of AIIM, which is very, very extremely rich comparison. And that's what is required. We are talking about here as a foundation, the law, the legal and regulatory part, which is so relevant. And that's why we started this course also, is that tomorrow there is no way. People are not interested only in the lawyers. Corporate people are interested that these guys understand what legal implications can be. So the law has become part of the decision making. It is no longer a lawyer issue. It's no longer talking about interpreting a particular case or fighting a case in a court. That will happen. But how do corporate people with this complexity? And I'll give you a story about my understanding of concession agreement. We were not trained. We had no Professor Lakshmi there. How do I understand a concession agreement? How do I understand arbitration? How do I understand the way in which how a particular default happens? How do I understand terminal value? What do I do if there is something which there's a breach of contract? No idea. We should just read like plain English and react to it. And then one day I sat in across a negotiation, which was for the first time we were looking at a sub-concession to be given to P&O ports. And then I got shit scared. I said, there are terms when I see people talk to the two lawyers talking to each other in a very different tone, and I understood the implications were so huge. As a manager, I'm not a lawyer, but as a manager, I understood that this particular understanding, if it was given to me earlier or to my people, then that would have been so useful. So Professor Lakshmi, apart from her own teaching capability, is a very extremely important aspect she brings on our course. And anything you want to talk, Lakshmi?
Sorry, I was on mute. Sir, yesterday I spoke to them and
Yeah.
I'm having sessions with them in another 2 days.
Very good. Get them understood very clearly what the regulatory aspect is all about, you know, in a very playful manner, but this is very important because that is what drives all this sector, and also the way in which how long-term impact can be controlled in a proper way. Thanks, Lakshmi. Pleasure.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Manju comes as a recent addition. She does our HR part, the softer part, and she will take you through tremendous. You see what is your background. She'll take you through how softer issues. So I always love to bring in a slide when I come to you down the line is how do two companies, two people, two colleagues, how do they differentiate themselves? What is the difference between me and Manju? Why does Manju excel and I do not? What is the differentiation? The differentiation is very clearly the way in which how people management happen. And you will have to learn that 90% of the differentiation happens between two people or two companies for things which are very different. They are not tangible. They are the way in which how people are managed. They are the way in which how certain understanding of strategy happens. These are all the issues. So here is Manju who will teach you what it means to work in a team, what it means to look at yourself periodically, do a little bit of introspection and say, what drives me? How do I manage my work and balance? This is very rich. When you work in a corporate world, this is one of the very important insight that is required. So please attend to these courses very, very seriously because they are the differentiating courses. Anything you want to add, Manju?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the introduction.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure. You love to the batch and interacting with them. Thank you. Mayur. Mayur is an old colleague of mine. We have had lots of fights in the past. He's an excellent. There are very few people who are so good at nitty-gritty of comma full stops. He will take you through the world of finance in a very different way. I will of course be there with you, but he will take you through larger issues. He and Amit will take you the issues of the fundamental, what you create as the founding strong. He's a chartered accountant, rich experience, has moved all over, has seen lots of facilities. He's also your door and window to the group. Anytime you want to go do something, Mayur is the first person you should you should approach, and he'll take you through there. Has a rich experience, both in terms of the legal part also, tremendous amount of understanding of all the concepts and documents, etc. So there are lots of practical stuff that you will come across. There's an SAP tool that you will be exposed to. There is a Primavera that will be exposed to. There will be something on Six Sigma that you will be exposed to. There are lots of teachers available in the group, and Mayur is the person who will bring them on the table. Ensure that. Anything you want to add, Mayur?
No, thank you, sir.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure. Mukesh, a very senior colleague of mine. I have to take a photograph with him one of these days, like Abhyankar, that we saw. Tremendous amount. We are the people initially, we went to the port where nothing was there, where there was no road, and we were expecting Mukesh. Mukesh had a tremendous experience in the entire shipping and logistics field. He brings in port understanding and shipping understanding in a very different way. So Mukesh is your actually window to the entire port sector. The practical part, again, he will bring in people of very different skill sets. He has lectured all over globally too. and has a tremendous experience in terms of understanding the regulatory aspects also, and also the network that works. When he tells you about a shipping, and when he talks about a shipping line, when he talks about Maersk and AP Moller, you will get a very different insight of how the real world works with a company like AP Moller with 50 terminals or 60 terminals all over the world. How a cargo which is sourced in one part of the world is put into the other part of the world. How does the multimodal structure happen? Here is a view that he will bring you, and a very different and rich insight that he can bring in. Thanks, Mukesh. Anything that you want to add?
Thank you, Devang Bhai. No, actually, exactly a week from now, I will be taking a session along with Captain Abhyankar. So more of that will follow in the next week.
You are the first few people who used to allow me to go to the ship inside and introduce me to the captain. So I would go and I would sit there, sit in the captain's room and see what a size of a ship. Accountant looking at a ship with a size with 6-storied of storage capacity within the ship. So a very different insight that we got, and we are lucky to have people like Mukesh. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Rachna, again, there is no scarcity of words here. Very different background, tremendous amount of experience here and globally. Rachna is part of the transport system. She's been teaching with us for a very long time. We are fortunate to have her with us, and she takes you through the complex world of PPP, very different public policy issues also, and also physical issues about how Kamal, Rachna, Mukesh will bring you, and along with the practicing people, will bring you a concept of transportation, which is so rich in terms of its subsectors and so very relevant to us in our time and for your careers too. Rachna has got tremendous experience in terms of teaching, both the urban transport as well as the PPP, and you love to have her and be part of your experience in the your advanced courses of transportation. Rachna, would you like to add something more?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I have a session with them next week, so I'm looking forward to interacting with them.
So each one of you this is a brief structure. Each one of you will talk about each subject down the line over the next couple of days and take you through the richness of the sector itself. Okay, and see how do you understand a transportation sector. She'll give you all your tips and how to go about doing it. Thanks, Rachna.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Samudra. Now this is the word, like an ocean. Okay. When he was doing his PhD in IIM, I would go and have a cup of tea. And here is a person that we are lucky to have here. He is part of your head's energy part, very rich part. He's got there are 2 other people, colleagues in the group who are academicians, whom he has brought on the table too. Here is a richness of a sector that you should exploit. Energy is the most important thing in the next 20 years. Okay, nothing less, nothing more important than this. And because of the changing nature of its components, because of its complexity, because of its so much of importance to the developing world, Samudra is the best person to take you through the journey of what it means to get into the world of energy. Plus, he has rich experience into teaching business, the research techniques. How do you write a research report? How do you do a research? He'll tell you that. He teaches you statistics also. Very important tools here. You got probability, you got distributions and all that. Here is a person who brings in lots of experience because he has worked in mines earlier. Okay, that is very rich for us, and he'll teach you, take you to the sector along with other people, and you'll enjoy that. Samudra would like to add something.
Thank you for the introduction, sir. No, I have just joined, so I am in between 2 sessions. So I am sorry I joined late because I am having sessions elsewhere in EPM. And thank you for the introduction, sir. You are very generous in introducing me. I try to uphold the reputation, the expectations that you have for me, and I'm excited to meet the new guys those who are coming in the new batch, and I'm really looking forward to physically meet them as well.
Has Vidhi also joined in today? You also joined in?
Yes, Vidhi is also there, I think.
Very good. Excellent.
Yeah, hello, sir.
How are you? Very good. Thank you. Vidhi is our visiting professor. She is also rich in that energy sector. So she'll teach you lots of complicated things, but very important to learn, because carbon finance, your wave in which how the fossil issues happen, teaching the very rich experiences. Vidhi, you would like to add something?
So thank you, sir. Thank you for this. And it's good to know that the first year batch is being exposed to all the things that they have that holds for them in future. So right from the first, you are like giving them a briefing of everything. That's really nice to know. Thank you.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure, Vidhi. Yeah. So I didn't tell you a big secret, okay? You must have seen me address all of them on the first name basis, okay? And not because I don't have too much of hair. It's because I love their names. Each of these names, if you look at them carefully, they talk about creativity, they talk about beauty, they talk about wealth, they talk about wisdom, and they finally talk about godliness. At the end of the day, here is a set of people who are very different in terms of what they give. So ensure that you take the maximum in the next 2 years. Ensure that you become great friends and they become great mentors and have a great journey. All the best to all of you. Thank you, friends. Thank you all my colleagues. And it was a rich experience. And I hope you enjoy the journey and all of you have a great time. Okay. Ankita, any questions from anyone? This is the slide that is also so many people are spending so much of their time from the group at senior level teaching you. Okay. We are the guys who are very, very rich. Put together, they'll have hundreds of years of experience. All of them are coming to you. Okay. We'll ensure that you understand, you be part of them. You get a rich experience, talk to them. They are free. You can disturb them anytime, only through a proper structure, but you can disturb them anytime. Just imagine, that's what you have. And these are only a sample. There are another 100 people that are available with us. So get the richness of the ecosystem that you got. Benefit from that and learn. And please do a lot of hard work. Okay. Here is a 2-year period, which I would, in your place, if I would utilize every minute, every second to ensure that I absorb as much as possible. Once I get my foundation, there's no stopping you. You'll have a great future. I'm sure all of you will have a great time. Thank you, guys. Thank you once again. Thanks, Astha. Thanks, Sorin, Ankita. I did not tell you about the 25 people who are supporting to you from the behind. I've not mentioned to you about Hiren, Sorin, Ritesh, and all the other people, Som, all the other people. One day we'll have a separate session during this period only about how 25 people are supporting you. And these guys are the guys. Typically, no serial, no movie happens without these guys. So one day, please, Sorin, I want to see your picture. I want to see also the picture of Ankita. There are lots of people who are with you all the time in the classroom and outside the classroom. Learn from them. You'll also have you can learn a lot from them. There is Praveen, there is Harsh, there is Manu. All of them have rich experience. Okay. When you look at the way in which how the data is available, the way in which how teaching data is available, the way in which how Praveen and Harsh work towards making your populate your learning things. That's very extremely rich. The way in Som will introduce you to lots of new companies. Okay, so this is where you come in, all of you, and there are lots of people behind. Meet them whenever you get the chance to do that, virtually or otherwise, and you will learn a lot from them. Lots of experience. Okay, thank you, guys. Have a great day. Anything you want to ask, let us know. Okay. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.